Hi, Ray. This is a quick video just to give you some help with your assessment task that you have. This PowerPoint is on photosynthesis and respiration. I've left the PowerPoint on your classroom so you can look at the video. We'll go through these in class as well, but you might want to refer back to it. Okay, so in your plants research task, you had to do a little bit of work on photosynthesis and respiration and where the materials come from for these. I'll just speak you through these ones. Okay, first of all, most people don't think that plants respire, okay, but every living thing does. If it's going to move, like you said, a mouse and the little fox and these guys moving, they all require energy. As animals, we get our energy from the plants that we eat. But where do plants get their food from? And do they need energy? What do plants do that require energy? Okay, in class we will have had a look at the video and you would have seen how these little sunflowers create so many things and they use a lot of energy to get there. I can't show you on this push view, so if you need to revise that, you can easily click back onto the PowerPoint. Okay, so what is this respiration? We have a look at this slide. The quote is, respiration is a process in living organisms involving production of energy, typically with the intake of oxygen and the release of carbon dioxide from the oxidation of complex organic substances. Oxidation is a chemical term for a reaction that uses oxygen and creates energy or heat. So we know this. We intake oxygen when we breathe in, we release the carbon dioxide when we breathe out, and we feel warm. So we can see that we are definitely respiring. And you can see what we're using is glucose and oxygen. They break down together to give us carbon dioxide that we breathe out, water that we also breathe out, and energy in the form of a chemical called ATP. Alright, well, we need to get our glucose from our food. So this doesn't look like sugar, does it? But we break down our food through the process of respiration and digestion into the neat little building blocks. So that's how we get our glucose. Alright, and this all happens in this little bean-shaped thing called the mitochondria in your cells. And as I said down here, all your mitochondria are inherited from your mother. So your mitochondria and your mum's mitochondria and your grandmother's and your great-grandmother's all have the same genetic makeup and are all identical to each other. It's a bit weird, isn't it? You do not get your dad's. Okay, so what do plants eat? Because they need to get some carbs and glucose. I've got a carnivorous plant here because a lot of people think that they can't make their own food, but they can. Carnivorous plants grow in really poor soil. So what they use, the flies and insects they catch for, are the minerals, not the glucose that they need for photosynthesis. Okay, so photosynthesis is the use of light, photo, to make, which is synthesis, glucose out of water and carbon dioxide. And this formula shows us how it works. You can see you've got 6 water molecules, 6 carbon dioxide molecules. They catch the light, which is the energy they need to break apart, and then reassemble as glucose. You can see where the C and the O comes from the carbon dioxide, the H comes from the water. And we don't need this oxygen anymore, so the oxygen gets pumped off as a waste product. Not so wasteful to us, but that's basically what it is. So the photosynthesis occurs in these tiny little organelles called chloroplasts, and you can see little tiny green dots there. They contain chlorophyll and a chemical that traps that light energy. So in a way, they're a little bit about the mitochondria, and instead of respiring, in this case, they're photosynthesizing. Have a look at plants though. So we've worked out that plants do need energy and they do respire. And if you can see, the cellular respiration gives them the carbon dioxide and the water. It goes into the chloroplast, which makes photosynthesis, which then provides the sugar and the oxygen for the mitochondria in the plant to respire. And so it's this circle going on. Just remember that mitochondria are in every kind of cell, plant, animal, fungus, bacteria. Well, not bacteria, but most cells with membranes have got a little mitochondria in them. In fact, we need the plants far more than they need us. Without plants, we'd have no glucose and no oxygen. Without animals, plants would simply use the carbon dioxide and oxygen they're made for their respiration. So it's a bit of a cycle that we have. Okay, so in this, remember to be kind to plants because seriously, our lives depend on them.